Hi guys, it's Fly With Me FPV, and what I have here is a frame that was sent to me by the team at GEPRC. Thanks Shirley for sending me this frame to be reviewed. It's a 250 millimeter frame. It's called the GEP-AX5 AirBus. It's a 5-inch frame, which I'll unbox and build and do a test flight. So anyways, again, thank you GEPRC for sending me this frame. Let's open it out. So okay, comes with a manual. There you go, with the location of the frame pieces, the bolts. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Some stickers, and this is they included an LED with this package, which is really cool. So it has 6 LEDs in there. So we'll hook that up and see how it goes. It also comes with a PDB and an XT60. That's pretty nice. Comes with 2 sets of battery straps, some cable ties, and this is what I like with their packaging. Actually, this is not my first GEPRC frame. I have a ZX5 and another 130 frame that I really like. So I actually wrote to GEPRC and said, you know what, I really like your frames, and if you'd be okay if you send me some to review. So they sent me this one, and I will try to give it my pros and cons opinion on the construction, the build, and the quality of the package, and the carbon fiber parts. So this is what is common about the other GEPRC frame that I have, the ZX5. It comes with this aluminium, I don't know what you would call this, but this is to reinforce the arms onto the frame. I will show you, because this frame is not a unibody. You actually bolt the arms into a bottom plate, etc. So it's actually good if you, in my case, I'm using a Raceflight Revolt, which has a very sensitive gyro, and from what I've read, frames like this, frames that are not unibody, are good because the bolts and the components like that actually absorbs some of the vibration. So anyways, that's the aluminum piece, and they actually, this is one of the few frames that I've seen that they actually package their bolts, their standoffs, and the parts into plastic separation like this. So that's the standoffs, the nylon screws, and the bolts. Comes with these are neoprene or foam landing pads, and what else? Oh, I believe this is for underneath the frame. The arms, we'll open it later. And as you see, as I mentioned, all the components are kind of in separate plastic packages, which is really nice because it gives you some sort of some packages or some frames, they also only put it on one plastic bag. I think these are the piece that goes to the side. So we're gonna assemble this, and they actually included this 3D printed, looks like a camera protection, camera mount. We'll see how that goes into the frame later. Alright, so these are the carbon fiber parts that came with the package. From what I could tell, it is yeah, it is machined pretty clean. There's no scuffs and marks and whatever. How it's cut, it has this odd wave on the on the arms. So the first time I saw this, I said like, okay, is that like a manufacturing? But apparently it is consistent for the frames. All of them have that weave, or wave. I don't know what is that for, but it kind of adds to aesthetically nice, I guess. Anyway, so I'm gonna measure this. It's the parts, the carbon fiber parts come with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I believe this is the bottom plate. This is the top plate, and these are the plates that go into the side. So we're gonna measure them and the arms. So let's start with the arms. The arms are 4 millimeter. So that's a a good thickness for the arms. It can extend crashes and some of the really bad crashes into concrete. I know because I have some quads that are using 4 millimeter arms, and yeah, they do hold or stay in place. They don't easily break when you crash your quad. So the bottom plate is, I think this is how it's going to be attached. I will, build this later and see how it looks, but that's how it's going to go. The bottom plate itself is a 2 millimeters, which is pretty decent. Side plates are 2 millimeters, and the top plate, I can tell this is a bit thinner, so this is probably 1. Yeah, almost 1.5 millimeters. The quality of the weave, in my opinion, I've seen some, or I've used some frames wherein how the cut's just really bad. We will see once we build this if the holes actually align perfectly for the PDB and the arms when you put the screws and the standoffs. Alright guys, so this is the frame assembled, and I have to say there's really design components here that I'm really impressed. But before we go to that, let's measure the the distance between the motors and find out if it's a true X. So from this motor to that motor, it's about 13.5 roughly millimeters, and from that motor to that motor it's 17 millimeters, or I would say roughly 16.5. So anyway, it's not really a symmetrical X, but it is an X. So let's go through the design of the frame. It's called this is called an AX5 GEP-AX5 AirBus. If you notice, this is not those traditional, or not traditional, but those frames now that you bottom out the LiPo. The LiPo will have to go here, and you have enough space to carry. This is a bit, this form factor of a LiPo is pretty long. Usually these are the ones that I use, is 4S 1300. So it fits perfectly here, with a strap. Although it doesn't prevent you from actually bottom mounting this, because if you notice, and I think it will make more sense if you bottom mount it. See, there's there's 3M stuff here that they included, and I don't know if this is for here to bottom mount, but it doesn't really prevent you. See, you can bottom mount this thing perfectly. You just need to provide make sure that there's enough one of those sticky tapes that to hold this in place, and enough space there to actually run your battery strap. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to try that as well, but I'm going to try a top mounted battery when I'm made in this. So again, the weave and the cut of the carbon fiber parts are pretty impressive. They're pretty clean, nice. These notches fit perfectly. It took me about like less than 15 minutes to assemble this. Although, this is not how you assemble a frame, right? Usually the motors and the wirings and stuff. What else? Again, that aluminium brace there, which basically holds the bottom, the arms to the bottom plate. And the screws is about 10 millimeters to go to the PDB, and enough thread there to put this nylon standoff to hold your flight controller. Now, this has, if you notice, it comes with side plates, which is really cool because it protects your components. You can see there inside, it's well protected. Whatever you put in there will be protected by the side plates. Now, with the side plate comes these holes, and I think this is perfect for those Runcam Swift or those HS1177 cameras, and it has these holes in here wherein you could actually bolt the other screw of the camera to adjust your camera tilt. That's really good. Now, it may or may not work for certain cameras, but I'm pretty sure we can easily fabricate or hack the camera to make it work with this camera mounting holes. What else can I say? It comes with this 3D printed really it's not rigid, but it provides protection to your camera. And how it is designed is that the standoffs actually go inside of this 3D printed camera protection, whatever you call it, and you screw it in. So basically it is in place. It's not gonna move unless you break these screws here, but yeah, it is rock solid. That's where the LED goes, and that's a pretty good touch included in the package. I'm using SP Racing and Raceflight, and these LEDs are supported, so I can't wait to hook that up. Now, these screws, 4 screws, are the ones that hold the actual top component of this frame. I was skeptical about this design on the ZX5, but because the whole top component is just being held by 2 screws like this, and I was like, a bit that's gonna break when I crash. But I've been using my ZX5 for a while, and it doesn't even come loose. So at first it looks like it's not gonna hold, but it actually holds this whole top component. Now with 4 screws, I think that is gonna be enough to hold this top piece to the bottom frame. They provided enough material here that protrudes, so to protect your motors. What I usually do is spread Gorilla Glue. That's not my idea. I got it somewhere online. I just can't remember, but it actually protects these corners from scuffs and stuff when you crash, right? So I suggest you do that too. So again, thank you for sending this to me, the team from GEPRC. Shirley, again, shout out to you. and I will create another video, maiden video, and maybe walk through the components that I will install on this frame. Anyways, that's all, guys. If you like what you've seen, or you like parts of the video, please do click like, share, or better yet, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.